I'll call the meeting to order. 2:03. And we'll just wait on a couple other members to get here.
Is Jody Shirley one that we're waiting for?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
And Tom, I know Heather's joined us, so Heather's the one who keeps the numbers straight for the city on a day-to-day basis.
Heather, you did a well of a job.
Oh, thank you.
It has a little
I
bit.
see Jody is muted.
Yeah, I asked. Oh, there she goes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm gonna promote you to panelist, except, and then we'll be able to see you too. Okay.
Go ahead, Jody.
No, I got Jody. Check the voice.
There's gallery.
Oh, there's Tom.
Yeah,
Hi, Jody.
I,
and then I guess your camera. It says your name, but you have to enable your camera.
yeah, I don't know. I'm just had to reconnect everything, so you may not see me.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry.
All right. Everybody's on.
We know who you are, Jody.
But
Feeling her night, yeah. Come on, be fair with her.
All right, well, we already called the meeting to order, and so I'll ask for approval of the agenda for the minutes for Tuesday, May 3rd, 2023, agenda of the City of Bel Air Beach Audit Committee meeting.
I will make the motion.
I will second.
Okay, John, motion, Mark, approved. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Next is approval of the minutes for the March 21, 2022 Audit Committee meeting. Any questions on the minutes? If not, can I get a motion?
John moves.
Marco second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so that is approved.
Ron,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, the agenda says Tuesday, May 3rd. Did you make that change?
Today is
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah, we
yeah,
can-
so we just need to,
Just a pen and ink.
thanks, Todd. All right, so we'll modify the agenda for the proper date. Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome.
So next item is to review and accept the draft of the annual comprehensive financial report for the fiscal year ended September 30th, 2022. So we'll open up to any comments or questions.
So this got the data and statistics added to it that we talked about in the last
Correct.
meeting.
This
And then-
doesn't say draft.
No.
Okay.
So this will be what we recommend to take to council.
Yeah, there were no substantial changes, other than like the formatting and the, different things that you have pointed out. We did add the missing stat tables in there. And then the reason I wanted to come today was to talk to you about the GFOA award process a little bit. Sorry if it looks like you've got sticky notes.
Well, these were the reminders of the things that we mentioned to see if they made it into this.
Okay.
And this one was the notice of the excess of
Yes, that's page 23.
page 23, yeah, excess. I don't see that made it in there. though.
Yeah, it did.
Was it in it?
Excess revenues over expenditures?
Yeah.
Oh, it's down below.
Yes.
Yep.
Excess,
Got that
okay,
one?
okay, yep, I got that. The other ones looked like
Yeah,
they had made it in, yeah.
Page 14 was corrected at page 44.
Page
Uh,
44, yeah.
So that was where we had recommended the auditors give guidance if we needed to create an allowance for the AR aging.
Do we get that feedback?
And so it was basically, talking to Heather here, is we was waiting to get going. I feel it's fully collectible, and so there was no guidance suggested to the auditor. And so
Okay,
we
so
feel this is.
even though our expectations historically have always been there's mitigation of some, it doesn't really matter for the report if we
Correct.
assume, going in assuming that this is the amount we're asking for?
Yes. So the council has not taken any action. They've made no indication that any of that amount's going to be forgiven. So we don't even have a way to quantify an allowance against it at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, they've made comments that they're not going to accept anything, or we shouldn't, but we know we always do, but there's nothing for you to base.
Correct.
Okay, got it, agreed.
Well, and the series of the conversation between us and the auditors was, they said, holy cow, who is this resident? What's going on with it? Are you going to really get all this money? And I said, to the best of my knowledge, and then we talked about it, you know.
Yeah,
And then,
sure.
it's been brought up to council, and again, like when I came to just do a quick rundown recently, I said, you know, somebody's going to have to determine what to do with this, and they all, you know,
Yeah,
agreed.
but having it in there at the, quote, at the billed amount, it's like any other receivable. You bill it, you never know
Correct.
what's
Yeah.
gonna happen or what's gonna be, so
Yeah.
can't do anything but that.
Right.
Okay.
And then in the future, maybe it's this year, maybe it's next year, whatever time period it gets determined what we're going to do with that property. If they do write off any portion, it will be recorded as a bad debt expense in that year.
Yeah,
So offset any
Perfect.
other people.
makes sense. Yep. Great.
Okay.
So, really quick, I won't be long. There's a
Yep.
page in here that looks unusual. I'm sorry, I don't know, it's towards the front. It's in place, it's like a placeholder instead of the GFOA
Yep.
award.
Yep.
So, it's on, what page is that right there? V?
5?
Yeah, 5, Roman numeral V. So normally, we have our actual award on this page, and we have since gotten the award. But it hadn't gotten its way to us by press time. And so I called the GFOA and I said, what am I supposed to do? We have this audit report, we have no award. And so this certificate it's a 1-year award, 1 year only. So they said I can't include the one from 20 because it's no good this far ahead. And so what I have to do each year is we submit the audit for the award, they give comments back and they say, fix this, make this change, whatever it is. And then for the next year, before we submit, we have to make sure that we change all those things and, you know, address their comments each and individually and correctly. Well, so I couldn't do that, obviously, because I didn't have it. And so what the woman said is that for the 23 submission, I have to address all the comments from 21 and 22. So, and make, you know, the necessary changes, which will be fine. And she also said, too, that COVID hit them so hard, and they gave a lot of leniency because the award submission is due March 30th. So that's why we push the auditors so hard to get everything done so that we can submit for this award without asking for an extension. Well, so this woman said that now after COVID, they've formed committees even because people are asking for extensions in excess of a year past that, because they're so far behind. And, you know, in our situation, we could have asked for a 1-month extension because it's 1 month at a time.
Yeah.
But she said that these committees have been formed and they're really cracking down. And the biggest thing is that you're not going to be granted an extension 2 years in a row for the same reason. So if I say the audit report's not ready this year, I can't ask for a 1 month extension next year because the audit report's not ready. So we talked about it and I said, I don't know what's going to happen, you know, I don't know what's going to happen next year, whatever. We've got the audit report with this in it, and so that was the path that we took, is to just address both years of the next year.
Well, the auditors will be made aware of that.
Oh, yeah.
But we still have to have everything to them at ample time for them to
Absolutely.
respond properly. So that seems onerous.
It was, and it was like, you know, this is the stuff that keeps me up at night. Like, I'm thinking, what if, you know, I get this audit report on March 31st and they send me the award on March 31st, then I am obligated to make any changes to this before I submit. And so I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and send it. And this is an optional thing. We elect to participate in this.
It's good,
But
it's
it's
great
nice.
to have.
Yeah, it's
It's a key part of how well the job you do
Oh,
and the
thank
team
you.
does.
Of
So
course.
congrats on getting it again this year.
Thank you. Yes, we just got it. I think it was like April 14th or something. It was dated.
Ah,
So
nice,
Yeah.
nice.
close. But so that's why it looks different.
Okay.
But So we did get it, and then, and the other thing that she said that was important to note is that now that they are post-COVID, so to speak, they will not be taking as long to provide the awards. So like we submitted in June of last year, and we just got it in this April, and she realizes that that's unacceptable turnaround time, and so they're getting it down to less than 9 months.
Is this a state office?
It's the
Or
Governmental Finance Officers Association, so it's
Which is
It's national.
association?
Yeah.
So it's all cities?
yes,
Okay,
correct.
so that's a little bigger population than just Florida.
Yes, and just because I'm a nerd, I know this. We can't have anybody locally. Like there's a person that goes through our audit report, picks it apart, finds things that they want us to change and things like that, and they can't be from the local area because you can't
Prejudice.
be, yes, exactly, looking at your neighbors.
Huh,
So,
Makes sense.
yep,
and it's a voluntary thing that
It
we sign
is a
up for all-
Yeah.
yes.
Okay,
So that was my 2 cents, but I did want to come and thank you guys all
Good.
for everything that you've
oh,
done with for
no,
us.
we thank you.
And you guys too.
We thank you, it's
Thank
one
you.
of the
Yeah, thanks,
amazing
Heather.
job.
Back.
Yep.
Kyle, any other comments from your side, or?
No, I just, if there's any other questions for Heather while she's here.
Tom or Jody?
I have none.
None for me, no, great job, Heather, I appreciate all your work.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
All right, so get a motion to accept, we've reviewed and accepted the annual comprehensive financial report for the fiscal year ended September 30th, 2022.
I so move.
A second.
Mark and John. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope. All right, so thank you, Heather.
Wonderful.
Any general business?
Thank you very much. No, do we have any unfinished business?
The
No,
only thing I
nothing
would
on the
say-
agenda, is
The
there?
only thing I would say is our next audit committee need will be when we review the budget.
Yeah.
That's the
And-
so our function as an audit committee is to review the audit and to review the budget.
And I'd like to suggest that we be included in this debate about generator.
Maybe that is our other hat, our citizens advisory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, not the finance, yeah,
Right.
the citizen
Yeah.
advisory committee, because it's the same membership.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Well,
except we get to exclude Jody from that discussion.
oh,
Yeah, was that in there, what you said anyway, what?
Oh, good.
The debate of what?
Never mind. We were talking about the generator.
Oh,
well, I do have one other item of new business.
Okay.
So our audit contract was through 9/30/22, and we have the option to renew on an annual basis. And so I've approached the auditors that they've got to come back to us and tell us how much it will cost us. So the other thing that we need to consider is that I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
We got all of the ARPA money, and so what that means is, to us, is that we will be subject to a single audit for this year, for '23, because we will have spent in excess of $750,000 of federal money that we got. And so what that means for the auditors, they're gonna charge us a little bit more. The terms and conditions of how much more, I think, I wanna say it was like maybe $4,000 or $5,000 in addition to their base fee. Because they have to do more procedures. They have extra reporting that they have to do. They have different things. So I just wanted that to be brought up. I've approached them and said, hey, I know that our contract has expired. We have to negotiate, for this upcoming year.
Did it have options?
It did.
Okay.
It had an option to renew for, it was 1 year at a time, and I can't remember if it was, was it 2 years,
Yeah, I thought it
two
was two.
additional years? So that would be for '23 and then '24 as well.
So I think you're right, it was 5,000 for the Siegel audit.
Yeah.
Extra when we approved Salt Marsh. I mean, Salt Marsh was our auditor before, and then we approved Salt Marsh to continue. It was the cost, for some reason I'm thinking $18,000, is that?
I think it went up to 20 for the last year.
So it had a $2,000
Yeah.
increase, okay.
Yeah. And, they're easy to work with. I have no indication that they don't want to continue this relationship here. So it's just a formality. They'll have to send us a new engagement letter. You guys will have to review it.
Okay, maybe we could tie that at the same time into the budget meeting.
Yes, yeah, I think that will.
But these guys, I mean, Salt Marsh is kind of the state of Florida, kind of, they do a great job on the municipal side. They're big players, and so I think we've had a lot of comfort.
But I also would say that our ability to produce the information they need to generate this document is excellent. There can't be other cities that do as good a job that are our size of sending everything and having it ready to go in this great format. So that we're making their job easier in effect.
Oh yes, they told us that.
So that deserves a discount.
Okay, well, I'll tell them. I'll tell them.
What, we get a rebate?
All right, so under general business, we'll be meeting again to,
So real quick on, as far as the budget calendar, when do we squeeze the,
I'll have to look. You want me to go and see?
I'm just so we can get a timetable. Was it after we gave the budget to council in June?
Actually, I don't know if you guys are on my official budget
I
calendar.
don't think they are, that's what I was trying to remember. I can look at
Yeah.
last year's.
I know we talked about it. At what
I
point do
want
you
to
guys?
think
give your
Lynn
budget?
brought it to us after it was prepared. He may have all simultaneously brought it to us in city council, let it go at the same time. And then
Okay.
he can bring our comments with there's a workshop.
Okay,
Okay, so ahead of that first workshop.
Maybe we meet before the workshop.
all right.
Okay.
We'll figure out a date then. Good.
Okay.
Great.
Pardon, Ron, I didn't quite hear, what time did you anticipate the next audit meeting for the budget?
So I was gonna give it, hopefully have meetings with council in mid to late May. And then, was it the first, there's the June council meeting, but that's before the June workshop.
Yes.
So I guess I will get it, I'll send it out early when I start meeting with the council members.
Okay.
Send it out to everyone. That's why, so
Late
mid to
May.
Late May.
Early June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably early June will be.
Yeah.
Great, that'll work.
Well, for my purposes, like for June 1st is a big date for us because that's the first time we get evaluation from the property appraiser.
Right.
And so that's the first time we get a good number for that ad valorem. And I feel like our audit or our budget schedule is kind of tied to that as well.
Sure.
So I think I would say that it must be right after that
Okay.
we've got stuff on the books.
Since you did 3 years projections for the bond issue, it should be pretty easy.
I know, but it just keeps going up and up. And so when I get that email, it's like, how much? How much?
Yeah.
So,
Tino.
yeah, we'll take that, you know.
So we want that number, so we'll meet early June.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, we want that number, okay.
great. Any other topics for discussion? Get a motion to adjourn?
I
Move to
move-
adjourn?
Tom?
Tom, second here.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Great. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Jody.
Thank you for the Zoom.
Thank you all.